For nearly 60 years, divers near the Bahamas have whispered the same terrifying question. What if the stones beneath Bimini aren't natural at all? What if they the last surviving doorway of a civilization wiped from history, maybe even the true gateway to Atlantis? Because once you see the massive blocks forming a perfect underwater highway, stretching into the deep like a road meant for giants, it's hard to believe this was an accident of nature. Before we dive into the mystery, hit that subscribe button if you love unraveling ancient secrets. Because what you're about to hear is one of the most debated discoveries in modern archaeology. The story begins in 1968. Two divers glided through the warm, clear waters off North Bimini, expecting nothing more exciting than coral and fish. But then, out of the shimmering blue haze, they saw it, a long line of gigantic limestone blocks, arranged with such precision that even today, scientists struggled to explain it. Each slab looked carved, shaped, and placed almost like an ancient road, disappearing into the shifting sands of the ocean floor. News spread, theories exploded, and suddenly the quiet island of Bimini became the center of a global mystery. Some locals weren't surprised. For generations, they had shared stories about strange structures under the sea and lights that moved beneath the waves at night. And long before the divers ever found the road, the famous psychic Edgar Cayce predicted that the ruins of Atlantis would rise near Bimini in the late 1960s. His prediction, dismissed for decades, suddenly felt eerie. Scientists soon arrived, claiming the stones were nothing more than ancient beach rock broken apart by natural forces. But the divers who touched those blocks disagreed. They described edges to clean, corners to deliberate, and layers beneath the first row that looked even older, almost like part of a collapsed structure buried deeper in time. And then the discoveries started stacking up. The first strange clue came when researchers mapped the formation. The blocks weren't scattered randomly. They formed a near-perfect J-shape, with some stones stacked in tiers, like steps or fallen walls. Natural formations can create patterns, yes, but geometric alignment over hundreds of feet, that's something else entirely. Another piece of evidence came from underwater archaeologists who noticed unusual tool-like markings on some stones grooves that didn't match wave erosion or current damage. They looked carved, intentional, almost ceremonial. One diver even claimed he saw symbols, faint and eroded, etched into the rock. No one could confirm it, but no one could disprove it either. Then came one of the most haunting theories. The Bimini Road might not be a road at all, it could be a breakwater, a harbor wall from an ancient port. If true, that changes everything. Because cultures capable of constructing massive maritime structures thousands of years ago shouldn't exist in that region. It would mean a forgotten civilization with engineering skills far beyond what history books allow, and one that vanished without leaving anything else behind. But the most mysterious discovery may have come from beneath the sand itself. After a powerful storm shifted the seabed, divers found smaller, much older stones underneath the main blocks. Some were darker, denser, and seemed almost fused together, as if they had once been part of an even older structure lost to time. Whatever was built there wasn't built just once. And then there are the stories the scientists can't explain at all. Divers reporting strange humming sounds deep below the structure, like distant chanting or vibrating stone. Fishermen seeing glowing shapes moving along the seafloor at night. Even a handful of explorers claiming their compasses spun wildly near certain sections of the stones, as if something beneath was interfering with magnetic fields. No official theory has ever accounted for these incidents. They exist in the foggy border between science and mythology, exactly where Atlantis is said to live. Skeptics still insist the formation is natural. Weathered beach rock, nothing more. But if that's true, why does it mimic man-made architecture so closely? Why does it align with ancient shorelines from a time when rising seas swallowed entire islands? And why, after decades of study, does no one agree on how it formed? Maybe the answer isn't in geology or archaeology. Maybe it's buried deeper, hidden beneath layers of lost history, ancient flood legends, and civilizations erased by time. Maybe the Bimini Road is a fragment of something far older than our textbooks dare to admit. A warning, a memory, a doorway. Because when you descend into those clear, silent waters and hover above the stones, it doesn't feel like nature. It feels like standing on the edge of a forgotten world. So what is the Bimini Road? A natural formation, a harbor from a lost civilization, or the last surviving pathway to Atlantis itself? Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. The ocean is still hiding secrets, massive ones, and the Bimini Road may be the key that unlocks them. If you want more deep-sea mysteries and ancient puzzles that challenge everything we think we know, hit like, subscribe, and share your theories in the comments. Because somewhere beneath those waves, the past is still calling.